One of our next guests has taken his share of hits on the football field and suffered 7 concussions.
Now he's helped develop a product that can help prevent young athletes from suffering the same fate.
Joining us now is former NFL player Isaiah Kazavinsky and Elise Kavanaugh, sports marketing manager for MC10, the makers of the product we're going to talk about today. But first, in full disclosure, I have to mention that my brother, Matthew Hasselbeck of the Indianapolis Colts, he's connected to MC10 as a member of its advisory board. He does not receive profits from the sale of their product, and he's a Reebok guy. So we actually been talking about this through the family. We've got little guys who are playing football. We've been talking about 25,000 cases of concussions have come in recently in terms of kids getting concussed and being reported, I think during the ages of 8 to 19 years old. Isaiah, I mean, 7 concussions that we know about, right?
Yeah, those are the ones that were diagnosed, right? And there's many, many more. You know, by the time I got to the NFL, you usually associate, being able to mask pain as a sign of toughness, but it's not the same thing with a concussion.
All right, so tell me about this technology and how it helps identify whether you're experiencing, you're being concussed.
And why we need to know when a concussion happens as well.
No, you're right. And so it's not a diagnostic tool, but what it does is it measures force of impact to the head, and it identifies significant impact, and it puts you on a pathway to be assessed, and it gives you an extra data point that Elise always talks about that's really important.
Elise, how does it go on? You just wear it like a hat? You could wear that under a helmet?
Yes, it fits under any kind of helmet or even in non-helmeted sports. So the idea is, as a parent, buy it for football season, but you can also put it on your kid when they're going out for a bike ride, going skiing, any type of activity.
Roughhousing with their brother in the basement.
That
maybe.
works too.
Okay.
So you can put it on by the touch, right?
Yes.
And what are we looking for once you put it on?
So in the back of the skull cap, this hangs below the helmet, above the shoulder pads. You'll see there's a green light right now. That just signifies that the unit is on and functioning.
Okay.
When the device has sustained a moderate impact, a yellow light will start to blink, and a severe impact, a red light will start to blink.
So if we threw this dummy right here down, it would give us a light? Or would it not impact enough? You'd have to have someone like you tackle this.
Yeah, so it's a little more, I guess, scientific than that. So it's benchmarked against a H3 head form with a center of gravity with accelerometers there. So we've triggered one backstage in a way. So there
it is.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
And that red light goes off. What do you do then?
Yeah, so when the light triggers, it puts you on a pathway to be assessed, and that light stays on in perpetuity until it's turned off. So it lets the staff, the coaching staff, the training staff on the sideline that, let's check this kid out and see if he can, talk about the symptoms if there are any.
Right, because at any given play, you could have a number of guys going down. They could go missed. I mean, not all. You sometimes were left on field unconscious, I know.
Yes.
But certainly there may be a ton of concussions that go unnoticed, and this would avoid that. In terms of concussions and damage that they can do, I mean, have you been assessed, and what are we looking at here in terms of long-term damage with kids? Young kids are saying as young as 7 take adult-size hits.
Yeah, so I think, when you especially talk about the youth ages, high school, the neck strength as well, where the head can accelerate. So what we do is we measure force as a function of acceleration of the head. Okay. And if you have heads that are much larger than, in dimension to the size of the body, they can move very quickly. So, you talk about the long-term effects, and that body of data needs to grow.
So the science behind it is somehow Reebok has found a way to put this into a cap that fits under the helmet. You could probably wear that in soccer too.
Yes.
That would assess how the brain hits the skull and gets the human being out of it. You want to stay in the game? Doesn't matter. That's a red light on there. A doctor comes up to you.
Exactly. You want to talk about changing behavior. We pilot tested over 2 years, and you start to see this change in behavior. You see kids understanding that they want to keep their head out of impact, and you learn that over and over and over, and it's a feedback loop that continues.
Instead of playing through the pain, which has been the general philosophy going forward. Thank you.
So go to your Reebok site and we'll find out more?
Yeah, Reebok.com/checklight.
Gotcha. All right, thanks so much, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, Isaiah.
Appreciate
Thanks so much.
All right, 2 minutes.